No one is coming to rescue you, because you were born to rescue yourself. The moment you realize you are the answer, everything begins to change. Focus on you until you win. Written and published by Booklibrary. Introduction. The world will offer you distractions, detours, and delays. But it will never hand you direction. That has to come from within. You've been taught to wait, for the right time, the right people, the perfect moment. But here's the truth no one says out loud. Your future is not on hold. It's under construction, and you're the builder. Every excuse, every delay, every time you handed over your power, it ends now. Because from this moment forward, we shift everything. This is not a book about hustle. It's not about chasing success. It's about becoming someone success can't ignore. Your focus is your freedom. Your belief is your weapon. Your commitment is your revolution. So, if you're done waiting, if you're ready to bet on yourself with everything you've got, then lock in. You're about to learn what happens when you focus on you until you win. Chapter 1. The Builder's Code. Every day you wake up, you're either sculpting your strongest self or surrendering to the noise. There's a hidden contract written into every morning. Will you rise to build yourself, or will you give that day away? The truth is, life doesn't pause for your indecision. It doesn't care if you're tired, distracted, or unmotivated. It marches on, ruthless and fast, rewarding the focused and punishing the unfocused. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You are either constructing the life you want or crumbling into the life you fear. There is no in-between. People don't fail because they lack dreams. They fail because they don't stay loyal to themselves long enough to see those dreams take form. Every day you skip the workout, every hour you spend chasing distractions, every moment you give to watching others instead of building yourself, you're silently voting against your own future. You were not born to be a spectator in your own story. You were born to be the architect of your greatness. The Builder's Code. A daily contract. Let me introduce you to a framework that will change your life if you live by it. It's called the Builder's Code, a simple but powerful contract you sign with yourself every day. One construct before you consume. You don't start the day with social media, gossip, or noise. You start by pouring into yourself, reading, reflecting, building. Your energy belongs to you first. 2. Lay one brick. No matter what, whether it's a tiny win or a giant leap, do one thing today that your future self will thank you for. Doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 50. Progress is the point. 3. Honor the invisible. Results aren't always visible. Strength is built in silence. You won't see the return on every rep, every page, every journal entry, but the universe is always keeping score. For discipline is non-negotiable. Don't wait to feel like it. The builder doesn't ask for permission from emotion. They show up. Rain or shine. Storm or stillness. If it's in the blueprint, it gets done. 5. No external validation required. You don't need applause. You need alignment. You don't need eyes on you. You need your eyes on the prize. Every choice you make is a vote. A vote for the version of you that you either fear or believe in. Which one are you building? Are you strengthening your clarity or weakening your confidence? Are you building habits that anchor your power or ones that drain your purpose? Ask yourself, are you the builder or the bystander? Because this world doesn't reward the passive. It honors those who stay locked in, who show up when nobody claps, who push through when the applause stops, who commit when comfort calls. Brick by brick. Where greatness is born, you don't build greatness overnight. You build it brick by brick. One book instead of one binge. One rep instead of one excuse. One goal-setting session instead of one scroll spiral. These are not small things. These are your bricks. Each one matters. Each one counts. And here's the part nobody talks about. It's hardest when it looks like nothing is happening. When the scale doesn't move. When the inbox stays empty. When no one notices the work you're doing in the dark. That's when the real transformation begins. Because if you can keep building when nobody sees you, one day, they'll be unable to ignore what you've built. The commitment that changes everything. Commitment isn't about hype. It's not loud. It's quiet. It's sacred. It's you choosing yourself again and again, especially when no one else will. And if you're thinking, but what if I fail? Let me tell you this, You don't fail when you fall. You fail when you stop building. There's no timeline, no finish line. The builder's code is eternal. Because you are eternal. Your potential has no ceiling. But your focus must have walls. Sign the code. Today's mission is simple. Sign the builder's code. Commit, not to perfection, but to the process. Choose one area of your life to build daily. Body, mind, purpose, or discipline. Define a small action you can repeat, even on your worst day. Set a time, make it sacred. Nothing touches it. Not messages, not doubt, not delay. Protect your attention like it's your oxygen. Because it is. This is not motivation. This is declaration. Your strongest self isn't found, it's built. And starting today, you build. Brick by brick. No matter what. Because if you don't build yourself, no one else will. Chapter 2. The Discipline of Mental Silence. There is a war going on, and it's happening right between your ears. Every day, you're surrounded by noise, digital voices, unsolicited opinions, flashing distractions, people projecting their fears onto you. The world has something to say about your every move. If you let it, this noise will drown out your inner compass and hijack your destiny. It will convince you to trade your truth for approval, your vision for comfort, and your dreams for silence. That's why the first rule of the focused life is simple. You must train your mind to ignore everything that does not build you. Let this sink in. Your mind is your command center. If you don't defend it, you'll be ruled by forces that don't care about your potential. You'll spend your life chasing applause in rooms that don't even see you. That's not purpose, that's slow death in disguise. You cannot give your energy to every voice and still have power left for your purpose. You cannot follow every distraction and still walk the path of discipline. You cannot entertain every opinion and still rise as your authentic self. So what do? You become ruthless with your attention. You silence the noise, not by pretending it doesn't exist, but by making a decision. If it doesn't elevate me, it doesn't enter me. You stop letting the world rent space in your mind for free. You stop trying to meet expectations you never agreed to. You stop negotiating your destiny with people who haven't built anything themselves. Because here's the truth, your future is too sacred to be shaped by shallow voices. People will talk. Let them. People will judge. Let them. People will doubt you, laugh at you, question you. Let them. But while they talk, you train. You train your mind to get quiet while the world gets loud. You train your focus to cut through the chaos like a laser. You train your inner voice to be louder than any critic, clearer than any confusion, stronger than any fear. And with time, your silence becomes strength. Your restraint becomes power. Your clarity becomes unstoppable. Because when your mind is undisturbed, your path becomes undeniable. Let's be honest, most people will never do this work. They'll scroll their life away. They'll compare, complain, conform, and then wonder why they feel empty. But not you. Not anymore. You've made a decision. You've decided your life will not be built on other people's doubt. You've decided your goals matter more than gossip. You've decided that peace, purpose, and power are your non-negotiables. And so you choose differently. You don't respond to every insult. You don't chase every distraction. You don't water your fire to make others feel comfortable. You guard your mind like the fortress it is. You protect your energy like it's sacred ground, because it is. You walk with focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Focus is not an act. It's a daily decision. Every morning you wake up, the world will test you. It will offer you noise. It will tempt you with drama, distractions, and doubt. But your job is not to fight the noise. Your job is to refuse to feed it. Let others chase validation. You chase alignment. Let others shout to be heard. You get so locked in that your silence speaks volumes. Let others scroll. You build. Let others react. You respond, with calm, with purpose, with precision. And you know what happens when you live like this? You move faster. You think clearer. You feel lighter. You stop apologizing for your ambition. You stop shrinking for comfort. You stop asking for permission to shine. Because you've trained your mind to stand still in the storm. That's what greatness is, not noise. Not approval. Not popularity. Greatness is focus, mastered. So today, make the decision that your peace is more powerful than any argument, that your vision is more real than their doubt, that your silence is more commanding than their noise. And when the world gets loud, you get still. When people misunderstand you, you stay rooted. When doubt creeps in, you return to your truth. Because you weren't made to blend in. You were made to break through. And that requires a mind that knows how to block out the noise and lock in on the mission. This is your moment. This is your responsibility. This is your revolution. Train your mind. Guard your energy. Silence the noise. And remember, a focused mind is a weapon the world cannot stop. A focused life is a life that wins. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Booklibrary on YouTube. We bring you valuable audiobooks every week to expand your knowledge and enhance your personal growth. And give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 3. The Silent Battle. Fight when no one claps. There will come a time, maybe it's already here, when you realize no one is coming to save your dream. Not your family. Not your friends. Not the people you hoped would cheer you on. They might love you. They might wish you well. But they weren't given your vision. You were. And that makes it your burden, your battle, and your birthright. See, when you're chasing something massive, something rare, something world-shifting, it will make people uncomfortable. Your dream is a mirror. It reflects their fears, their regrets, their unspoken limitations. So don't be surprised when they flinch. Don't be shocked when they say, "Be realistic." But hear this, it is not their job to believe in your dream. It's your responsibility to defend it. And most of the time, you'll be doing that alone. You'll sit in rooms no one enters. Wake up to days where no one texts, no one calls, no one checks in. There will be mornings you question your own sanity. Nobody sees this. What if they're right? But deep down, something still burns. That quiet ember in your chest? That's belief. And belief is where everything begins. Real belief is forged in silence. It is strengthened when no one is clapping. It is confirmed not by compliments, but by commitment. Let's be real, most people settle for small dreams, not because they lack ambition, but because they're scared. Small dreams don't offend anyone. Small dreams don't require courage. Small dreams don't get mocked. But you were never meant for small. And that's why your dream makes noise. It shakes things. It invites resistance. The question isn't, why don't they believe in me? The real question is, why am I still waiting for their permission? You weren't called to be understood. You were called to be relentless. The real war isn't out there. It's in here. In your head. In your heart. In the part of you that whispers, just give up. Nobody will notice. But you'll notice. Your future self will notice. You must become stronger than your excuses. Louder than your doubt. More committed than your circumstances. Fighters don't wait for motivation. They move through the mud without it. They don't chase applause. They lay bricks. What? Brutal. Time. They know respect comes after results. Confidence is built, not borrowed. Proof is earned in the dark. Every time you rise while the world sleeps, you're gaining ground. Every time you show up when it hurts, you're leveling up. Every failure is not an ending. It's a sharpening. This is how champions are made. Listen closely. Your dream matters, not because of what it gets you, but because of what it makes of you. Your dream demands discipline. It awakens courage. It calls out your best. And slowly, through every test, it transforms you into someone unstoppable. Dreams aren't destinations. They're refining fires. And only the brave walk through them. You won't always feel brave. Some days you'll question everything. Some nights you'll stare at the ceiling wondering, am I wasting my life? But courage doesn't mean the fear disappears. Courage means moving through it. Courage means showing up again after being knocked down again. This is how winners are made, not by luck, but by longevity. Winners are the ones who don't quit. Not because they never wanted to, but because they remembered why they started. So don't expect everyone to get it. Let them doubt. Let them walk away. You're not fighting for attention. You're fighting for transformation. You're fighting for a future only you can see. Some days you'll feel invisible. But every invisible effort is building the visible life you promised yourself. You must become your own believer, your own cheerleader, your own source of fire. Because one day, the people who doubted you will still be talking, still waiting, still wondering what went wrong. But you'll have proof. You'll have results. You'll have the life they said was impossible. And you'll know it was never about their belief. It was about yours. So fight. Fight on the days when hope feels heavy. Fight when the crowd goes silent. Fight when it's just you and the echo of your footsteps. Because you were not made to blend in. You were built to break through. You were born to build something extraordinary. And if you don't fight for that dream, no one else will. So swing. Even when you're missing. Even when it feels meaningless. Believe. Even when you're bruised. Show up. Even when no one's watching. Because someday they will watch. They will ask how you did it. And you'll smile, not out of pride, but out of peace. Because you'll know you earned it. Every step, every scar, every second of silence. So fight. And don't you dare stop. Your future is waiting. Chapter 4. The Daily Battle. Win the day or lose the dream. The future you want won't come wrapped in motivation. It won't show up at your doorstep just because you made a vision board or wrote your goals in a fancy journal. It's earned. Quietly. Painfully. In the moments when no one is watching. In the hours when you don't feel like it. In the days when every part of you is begging to quit, and you still choose to rise. This is the hidden truth. Winning is less about talent and more about showing up. Not just on Mondays. Not just when the mood strikes. Single. You don't lose because you're not good enough. You lose because you're not consistent enough. People start strong and fizzle out. They chase their goals with fire for a week and then disappear in the fog of distractions, excuses, and doubt. They flirt with greatness, but they never commit. You want to be different? Then be the one who keeps showing up even after the excitement dies. Even when no one is clapping. Even when progress is invisible and everything feels heavy. Because you can't trust a future built on convenience. You have to build a life that's rooted in reliability. And that reliability starts with you. When you say, I'll do it. Not because someone's watching. Not because the stars are aligned. Because you said you would. That's self-respect. That's power. Success doesn't belong to the most inspired. It belongs to the most disciplined. It's earned in the boring days, the tired nights, the lonely hours when it's just you and the work. You want strength? Do the work when it's hard. You want confidence? Stack the wins when nobody's looking. Because every time you show up, when quitting would have been easier, you don't just move closer to your dream. You become the person who owns it. Let me be clear, showing up isn't about perfection. It's not about being loud or flashy or impressive. Sometimes, it's just choosing not to break the promise you made to yourself. It's 20 minutes of focused work instead of another wasted hour. It's making the hard decision instead of the easy excuse. That's what builds character. That's what creates champions. Yes, you'll have days when it feels like hell. Days when your body aches, your mind spins, and your heart wants out. Days when the vision feels miles away and your effort feels meaningless. But those are the days that matter most. Because those days don't just test your dream, they forge your identity. And identity is everything. You must become the kind of person who shows up regardless of how you feel. If it's raining, you show up. If it's silent, you show up. If the world forgets your name, you still show up. Because you are no longer chasing motivation, you've become the momentum. Most people wait to feel ready. Most people wait to feel good. But winners don't wait. Winners decide. They decide that excuses are lies. They decide that discipline is freedom. They decide that today is not just another day. It's the day to stack bricks for the life they're building. Every choice you make is a vote for the person you're becoming. So cast your vote wisely. Do you want to be the person who keeps starting over? Or the person who wakes up in the life they built with their own hands? Because you're not just working on a dream. You're working on you. And it doesn't have to be massive. Progress doesn't scream. Sometimes it's just quiet discipline. Small choices. Invisible effort. But when you stack those invisible wins long enough, they turn into visible results. Not today. Not tomorrow, but inevitably. Because when you show up every day, the universe takes notice, even if it's silent for a while. The only real failure is quitting. The only real loss is giving up on yourself. So keep showing up. Tired? Show up. Unmotivated? Show up. Doubtful? Show up anyway. You're not here to live a life of half-tries and broken promises. You're here to build a legacy, one day at a time. One day, the mirror will reflect the version of you that never quit. And you'll realize, this life was built on the days you almost didn't show up, but did anyway. So decide. Are you a tourist in your dreams? Or the architect of your future? If you're the latter, there's only one rule: show up for yourself. Every day. No matter what. Because that's what winners do. And you, my friend, were born to win. Chapter 5. The Fortress of Focus: How to Guard Your Mind and Own Your Future. Focus is the currency of mastery. Guard it fiercely, or risk bankruptcy in your dreams. Imagine your mind as an ancient fortress. Every day, waves of distractions, like relentless invaders, storm its walls, seeking to breach your defenses and scatter your attention. These aren't just random nuisances. They are calculated thieves of your time, your energy, and your destiny. In today's world, opportunities flood every corner of life. They beckon us, promise excitement, whisper potential. But here's the harsh truth: opportunity alone is worthless without the power to focus. Focus is not a gift you stumble upon. It is a fortress you build and defend with unwavering commitment. The reality of the distraction epidemic: we live in an age where the battle for your attention is constant. Every beep, buzz, and ping fights for a sliver of your mind. Every notification is a siren call pulling you away from your true mission. Social media, endless scrolling, toxic chatter, the noise of opinions, all these break your mental rhythm and chip away at your resolve. But these distractions do not just steal moments. They rob you of your future. Every minute lost is a deposit taken out of the bank of your potential. If you let distractions control your focus, you surrender your dreams to the noise. Build your fortress, the 3 walls of focus. To reclaim your time and your life, you must construct 3 unbreakable walls around your attention. 1. The wall of awareness. Know your enemy. You cannot fight what you don't see. Start by pinpointing exactly what drags you away from your priorities. Is it the scroll of your phone? The habit of entertaining every passing thought? The whispers of doubt that cloud your mind? Ask yourself, with brutal honesty, what drains my energy daily? Where does my attention scatter without me noticing? Which habits masquerade as comfort but steal my progress? This wall is built with truth. Only when you confront these distractions head-on can you begin to dismantle their power. 2. The wall of environment. Shape your battlefield. Your surroundings either amplify your focus or sabotage it. Cluttered spaces breed cluttered minds. Background noise dilutes your concentration. Temptations lurk in the shadows of every idle moment. Design your environment to be a sanctuary for focus. Clear your workspace of chaos. Silence the endless barrage of notifications. Remove easy access to distractions. Create zones where your mind is trained to work, create, and thrive. The fortress is stronger when its gates are guarded by your surroundings. 3. The wall of discipline. Master your inner commander. The toughest battles are fought within. Your mind will rebel, luring you toward comfort, procrastination, or fear. The voices of doubt, hesitation, and self-sabotage are distractions in disguise. Learn to silence this internal noise. Train yourself to recognize when your focus wavers and gently but firmly bring it back to the task at hand. This requires unwavering discipline, a daily pledge to your mission, no matter how dull or difficult the path. The breakthrough formula: focus x commitment equals momentum. Focus alone isn't enough. It must be married with commitment, an ironclad decision to protect your attention, no matter the cost. Start small. Dedicate 1 undisturbed hour daily to your deepest work. Gradually expand this fortress of focus by building habits that support it. Cut out the just-a-minute distractions that add up to hours lost. Momentum grows from these tiny victories. Every time you choose your goal over a distraction, you strengthen your fortress and edge closer to victory. The hidden distractions within. Mastering inner noise. Not all distractions come from outside. Some are internal saboteurs disguised as thoughts. Self-doubt whispering you're not enough, fear of failure paralyzing your steps, worry over others' opinions clouding your clarity. These mental distractions are often louder than external ones. Your true power lies in mastering them, transforming fear into fuel, doubt into determination. When you catch yourself drifting into negative spirals, pause and say, "This thought is stealing my strength. It does not serve my vision." Then redirect your focus with intention. The cost and reward of ruthless focus. Choosing focus means sacrifice. Saying no to distractions means missing out on fleeting pleasures, social noise, and the comfortable allure of avoidance. You may feel the sting of isolation, the ache of missing out on fun. But the reward is a life sculpted by purpose. The fortress you build today becomes the kingdom you rule tomorrow. Those who succeed are not necessarily smarter or luckier. They are more focused, more disciplined, more committed. They have mastered the art of cutting away the noise and standing resolute in their vision. Your call to action. Fortify your focus today. This moment is your turning point. The day you decide to cut every distraction that weakens your focus is the day you reclaim your future. Ask yourself, what am I ready to cut out today? How will I guard my mind like the treasure it is? What system will I create to protect my focus relentlessly? Say it now with conviction. My dream demands my full strength. I will protect my mind. I will master my focus. I will win. Build your fortress. Guard it fiercely. Your future depends on it. Remember, your life's greatest victories come not from moments of inspiration but from days, weeks, and years of ruthless focus and unwavering commitment. Stand strong. Stay focused. Win your future, one guarded moment at a time. Chapter 6. Command your destiny. The ownership mandate. The moment you claim absolute responsibility for your life, you break the chains of limitation and ignite a force no external obstacle can extinguish. The ownership awakening. Imagine standing in a vast control room, a cockpit with hundreds of buttons, dials, and screens. This is your life. For too long, maybe you've handed the pilot's seat to storms, to other people's opinions, or to past mistakes. You watch helplessly as your flight path spirals off course. But what if I told you that the pilot's seat has always been yours? That taking command, absolute, unshakable command, is the single most transformative power you can wield. This chapter is your ignition switch. It's the moment you wake up from the passenger seat and step into the pilot's chair of your own destiny. No excuses. No sidestepping. Just you, the leader, the navigator, the relentless force that will carry you forward. Welcome to the Ownership Mandate, your framework for total life command. The Ownership Mandate, the framework to reclaim your power. At the core of taking charge lies a simple but revolutionary truth. Power does not come from external circumstances. It comes from total ownership of your choices, your mindset, and your actions. This isn't about blame or guilt. It's about a radical shift in where you place your power. Every setback, every challenge, every unfair twist in your story, those are facts. But your response to them? That's where your freedom lives. I call this the Ownership Mandate, a three-part blueprint that rewires your relationship with control. 1. Radical acceptance. See your reality with fierce clarity, without filters or excuses. Accept what is without judgment. 2. Unbreakable responsibility. Stop waiting for permission or rescue. Own your role as the creator of your future, regardless of past wounds. 3. Unstoppable action. Translate ownership into relentless forward movement. No distractions, no blame games, just purposeful steps toward your vision. Together, these pillars break the cycle of powerlessness and plant you firmly in control. The trap of the blame mirage. Picture this: you're walking through a desert under a scorching sun. Up ahead is a shimmering oasis, but it's a mirage, a false hope. The blame mirage works the same way. It promises relief and justification. It's not my fault. If only they had, but it leads to nowhere. Every time you reach for blame, you fall deeper into the sand of stagnation. You give away the only tool that can actually quench your thirst: ownership. Holding others responsible is like handing them your map and keys while you wait in the desert. But when you claim your map, plot your course, and turn the key in the ignition, you move forward, no matter how rough the terrain. The power of the pilot's seat. Master your mindset cockpit. Taking ownership means mastering your mindset cockpit. The pilot's controls are not external, they're internal. Ask yourself, where am I giving away my power by blaming? What narratives am I telling myself that keep me stuck? How can I rewrite my mental script to empower rather than imprison? Visualize your thoughts as dials and levers on the control panel. You may not control the weather outside, storms will come, but you control the instruments, the direction, and the altitude. Owning your mindset means you decide your altitude above the storm. Will you let the turbulence toss you, or will you rise above with steady hands and clear vision? The breakthrough loop, turning setbacks into launchpads. Here's an exclusive mental model. The breakthrough loop, a cycle that converts setbacks into unstoppable momentum. Encounter, face the challenge head-on with honesty. Extract, pull out lessons, strengths, and hidden opportunities. Elevate, use those lessons to fuel new actions. Expand, grow beyond previous limits, setting new standards. Repeat, keep cycling forward, turning every obstacle into a launching pad. When you operate in this loop, you transform failure from a dead end into a perpetual engine of growth. The relentless commitment. Show up when no one is watching. Ownership demands commitment beyond motivation. Motivation flickers, commitment burns steady. Commitment means showing up on days when the spotlight is off. When no one texts, praises, or applauds. When the path looks bleak and your energy wanes. It's that daily grit, that vow whispered to your future self, I will not quit. I will fight for my life, my dreams, my vision. This commitment is your unshakable foundation, the soil from which your future blooms. Your call to action. Own it, build it, win it. Now is the moment to activate the ownership mandate in your life. Stop handing over your power to circumstance or people. Stop living in the shadows of blame and excuse. Step into the pilot's seat and take full control. Commit to the breakthrough loop, transforming every setback into a stepping stone. Promise yourself unbreakable commitment, especially when it's hardest. Because your focus on yourself, your belief, your responsibility, your relentless commitment, is the only true path to winning. There is no rescue team coming. No magic fix outside you. The power to build the life you desire has been inside you all along. Own it, live it, build it. Because when you do, nothing, no obstacle, no setback, no shadow, can stop you from winning. Chapter 7. The Breakthrough Threshold. How to ignite your inner fire when you're ready to quit. The moment you feel like giving up is the moment when you must dig deeper, because just beyond your pain lies the breakthrough you've been chasing. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast canyon. Behind you, the familiar terrain of comfort and certainty. Ahead, a vast expanse of unknown challenge. Your legs tremble, your heart pounds, and your mind screams, turn back, this is too much. This moment, raw, intense, and fiercely uncomfortable, is the crucible that forges legends. It's what I call the breakthrough threshold. This is not just about enduring pain. It's about rewriting your story in the face of every internal warning to quit. The invisible line between dreamers and doers. Here's the brutal truth. Everyone, even the most successful, the champions, the icons, faces this invisible line where surrender tempts them. The difference? Winners see this line not as a stopping point but as a gateway to transformation. Most people never reach their full potential because when the weight of struggle crushes their spirit, they retreat. They trade their dreams for fleeting comfort, mistaking temporary relief for victory. But the path to greatness is never paved with ease. It's carved by relentless commitment to move forward, even when every fiber screams to stop. Introducing the Fireforge Formula, a mental model to transform quitting urges into unstoppable momentum. 1. Face the flame. Recognize the discomfort without flinching. Admit, this hurts, but it's not the end. 2. Fan the spark. Reconnect with your deepest why. What vision lights your soul? Feed that fire. 3. Step through the heat. Take one more step beyond exhaustion. One more push beyond doubt. 4. Temper your resolve. Build resilience like steel forged in fire. Your character becomes unbreakable. 5. Claim the victory beyond pain. Understand that your breakthrough lies just past your breaking point. The story of the relentless climber. Picture a mountain climber facing the deadliest storm. Thunder roars, rain lashes like needles, and the path ahead disappears into blinding fog. Each muscle screams for rest, yet turning back means losing everything. The years of preparation, the vision of standing at the summit. This climber's choice is yours. Surrender to the storm or push with every ounce of will. The climber doesn't pretend the storm is easy, they embrace it as a test. They don't wait for pain to disappear, they learn to walk through it, fueled by something deeper than momentary feelings, a burning commitment to the summit. Why your feelings lie to you. Feelings are fleeting shadows, unpredictable and unreliable. Some mornings you'll wake ready to conquer the world, others, you'll drag yourself through shadows of doubt and exhaustion. Your future, however, is shaped not by feelings but by your actions in spite of feelings. When the internal alarm bell screams, "Stop, this is too hard," the real battle begins. It's your decision to act despite that noise, to push when your energy is low, to persist when hope flickers, that builds a legacy inside you no one else can touch. The enemy within, comfort seduction. Comfort is a clever adversary. It whispers sweet lies, offering rest in exchange for surrender. It lures you away from your dreams with the promise of ease and the illusion of safety. But every time you choose comfort over commitment, you chip away at your potential. You move one step further from the life you deserve, a life built on grit, passion, and unyielding belief. The moment that defines you. In every pursuit of greatness, there's a moment when quitting feels like the smartest option. It's a crossroads where most people fold. But you are not most people. You are the one who will push harder when the world screams to quit. You are the one who will fight through exhaustion, doubt, and pain because you understand that every step beyond the urge to quit is a step into your future self, stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. How to build your breakthrough habit. 1 more rep. In fitness or work, commit to just 1 more push beyond your limit. 1 more page. When tired, read 1 more page. When overwhelmed, write 1 more sentence. 1 more call. When doubt creeps in, make 1 more connection toward your goal. 1 more hour. When exhaustion wants to win, hold the line for 1 more hour of effort. These moments accumulate, transforming ordinary people into legends. What you build when you refuse to quit. Every time you push through pain, you're constructing mental toughness, a fortress in your mind that repels doubt. Emotional resilience, a deep well of strength to draw from when storms hit. Unshakable character, the foundation on which your dreams will stand tall. Your power is waiting. You are not broken. You are not weak. Inside you is a dormant power, a warrior forged for the hardest battles. It's waiting for you to awaken it with deliberate choice and fierce commitment. You don't have to be superhuman. You just have to show up 1 more time, push through 1 more challenge, and keep your eyes fixed on your vision. Claim your breakthrough today. Make the promise to yourself, when I want to quit, I will push harder. When the fire dims, I will stoke it. When pain tempts me to stop, I will step through it. Your future self is watching. They will thank you every day for refusing to quit, for showing loyalty to your dreams over comfort, and for embodying the power of self-belief and commitment. Because the greatest victories are reserved for those who master the breakthrough threshold. Keep pushing. Keep believing. Focus on you until you win. Chapter 8. The Invisible Victory, Mastering the Inner Forge, the quiet fire that wins wars. Victory isn't a moment, it's a forge. Imagine a blacksmith's workshop deep in the shadows. The hammer falls again and again on raw, unyielding metal. No crowd watches. No fanfare greets the clang. Yet, with each strike, the blade gains strength, resilience shaped in silence. This is the journey of unseen progress, the secret battlefield where self-belief and unwavering commitment craft the invincible spirit. You are that blacksmith. Your efforts are those strikes. The results? They will arrive, but only when your blade is ready to slice through doubt, distraction, and despair. This chapter invites you to embrace the inner forge, the invisible process where lasting transformation takes shape long before any applause. The core revelation: growth is the silent architect of success. The world rewards what it sees: bright lights, instant outcomes, loud victories. But the greatest achievements are born beneath the surface, in the shadows of relentless effort and patient trust. The secret is this: real growth is invisible until it becomes unstoppable. When you commit to focus on you until you win, you accept that your transformation is a masterpiece in progress. It's not about immediate validation. It's about embracing the slow burn of daily discipline. The path isn't glamorous. Some mornings you'll rise before the sun with a fire in your chest. Others, you'll drag your feet through fog and doubt. This is the invisible victory, a season of investment where your beliefs, habits, and commitment become the steel framework of your future. Introducing the resilience equation: patience plus persistence plus purpose. I want you to meet a new framework. The resilience equation, your roadmap through invisible seasons. Patience, the ability to hold your vision without immediate evidence. Persistence, the grit to keep hammering when the work feels fruitless. Purpose, the inner compass that anchors your commitment to your true why. When these three forces collide, they forge an unstoppable momentum that no external setback can derail. The emotional deep dive: wrestling with doubt and defining your commitment. Doubt is your fiercest opponent in this arena. It sneaks in as whispers, shadows in the quiet moments. Is this worth it? Am I fooling myself? Maybe I'm stuck. These thoughts are natural but dangerous. They are the voice of temporary defeat, not permanent truth. Your challenge is to dominate doubt by channeling the resilience equation. When you feel your belief waver, ignite your purpose. Remind yourself why you started. When fatigue sets in, harness persistence and show up anyway. When impatience claws at your heart, breathe into patience and hold steady. This emotional discipline is your secret weapon. It transforms invisible work into undeniable results. The power of compound effort. Building momentum in the shadows. Think of your journey like planting a forest of oaks, not a single rose. Oak trees don't sprout overnight. They grow through years of quiet expansion, roots deepening, branches thickening unseen by the naked eye. Your daily actions are the underground root system, invisible but vital. Every discipline choice is water. Every sacrifice is sunlight. Every setback is soil turning to fertile ground. Trust that this unseen momentum is growing exponentially. It's the compound effect of commitment, where small, consistent efforts multiply into massive breakthroughs. Claim your future. The call to relentless commitment. Here's the ultimate truth: your future will reflect the strength of your unseen seasons. The victories that matter most happen before the world notices. So don't chase quick wins. Don't be seduced by the glitter of instant gratification. Instead, claim the power of relentless commitment. Keep your eyes on the horizon, even when the path is fogged with doubt. Remember, the blacksmith's hammer never stops just because the crowd is silent. This is your moment to embody the power of patience, the unbreakable will of persistence, and the clarity of purpose. Closing, your invisible victory is brewing. Trust the forge. The work you do when no one is watching is the foundation of your legacy. The habits you build, the mindset you cultivate, the belief you nourish, these are your silent victories. They are the forge that tempers you into a champion. Stay committed to the process. Focus on you until you win. Because when your invisible victory finally emerges, it will be undeniable, unstoppable, and unforgettable. Action step: the inner forge challenge today. Commit to your invisible victory. Write down your why. Identify one area where doubt tries to stop you. Create a micro habit you can do daily that feeds your purpose and persistence. No one else needs to see this work now, but your future self will thank you fiercely. Chapter 9. Unbreakable focus, anchoring your vision through the storm. The lighthouse in the tempest. When the fiercest storms roar, the strongest ships don't drift, they anchor. Picture a lone lighthouse standing tall against the wildest ocean winds. The waves crash, the sky darkens, and the world tries to pull the light into chaos. Yet the beacon remains, unwavering, cutting through the tempest with clarity and purpose. Your vision is that lighthouse. It's not a fleeting thought or a soft wish. It is the fire that must burn bright, even when everything around you rages with doubt, distraction, and delay. This chapter is your call to become unshakable. To lock in with ironclad focus on your vision and refuse to let any storm blow you off course. The hidden battlefield. Why vision must outweigh emotion. The path toward greatness isn't a straight line bathed in sunshine. It's a rugged trail full of unexpected twists, sudden setbacks, and relentless tests. When the journey is smooth, focus feels effortless. But real strength reveals itself when everything goes sideways. When fear whispers, distractions scream, and giving up feels like the easiest choice. Here's the truth most people never learn. Your vision must be stronger than your emotions. Emotions are waves, powerful but temporary. Your vision must be the solid ground beneath those waves, holding you steady even when your heart wavers. Introducing the Vision Lock Framework. Clarity, commitment, and courage to guard your focus. You need a mental fortress. I call this the Vision Lock Framework. Clarity. Paint your vision with vivid detail. It must be so real in your mind that it eclipses your current reality. Commitment. Choose your vision relentlessly, every day, every moment, especially when motivation fades or obstacles loom. Courage. Stand firm when no one else understands. Walk alone if you must. Defend your dreams against doubt, fear, and noise. Together, these pillars form a shield that protects your path and fuels unstoppable progress. The emotional crucible. Holding your vision when you feel nothing. Loyalty to your vision isn't about moments of inspiration. It's about showing up when you feel flat, tired, or lost. There will be days when excitement dries up, when progress hides behind invisible walls. This is your emotional crucible, the test of true commitment. Ask yourself, will I keep choosing my vision even when the spark is gone? The answer must be an unshakable yes. This is where winners separate themselves, by honoring the vision not only when it feels good but when it feels impossible. The power of ruthless discipline. Saying no to good to say yes to best. Focus is a battlefield of choices. Every distraction you ignore, every easy option you decline, builds momentum toward your dream. But it takes ruthless discipline to say no, not just to bad habits, but also to good enough opportunities that steal your time and energy. Imagine your time and energy as currency. Spending on distractions is like squandering wealth on fleeting pleasures. Spending on your vision is investing in an unstoppable empire. This is why protecting your mind, environment, and habits is critical. Guard what enters your mental space like a treasure guardian. The loneliness of vision. When no one claps, keep building. One of the hardest truths is that your vision may feel lonely. People will doubt you, question your choices, or urge you towards safer paths. But here's a secret. The world rarely applauds the early stages of greatness. You must be willing to stand tall when the room is silent. Walk your path alone if you have to. Because your vision isn't built for approval, it's built for fulfillment. Remember, the greatest legacies were forged in solitude and tested by fire. The grind between dreams and reality. Embrace the invisible work between where you are now and the life you crave. Lies invisible work, the long grind of slow progress, daily effort, and quiet commitment. When that gap feels overwhelming, lock your focus deeper. See with your heart what your eyes cannot yet witness. This is not passive waiting. It's active endurance, showing up, guarding your thoughts, choosing your vision like a warrior readying for battle. Your daily vision ritual. Create your mental fortress to stay locked in. Create rituals that reinforce your vision every day. Visualize your future with vivid emotion. Recite your why, like a sacred mantra. Shield your mind from toxic influences and distractions. Curate your environment to constantly reflect your goals. These practices build a mental fortress that holds you steady no matter the storm. The unbreakable mindset. No quitting, no settling, no doubt. Locking in is more than focus. It's a mindset where quitting is erased, settling is impossible, and doubt is a visitor, not a resident. When setbacks come, you do not fold. When rewards slow, you do not lose faith. When loneliness bites, you do not turn back. You embody a truth louder than any fear. The life you dream of demands your full loyalty. Closing. The reward awaits beyond relentless focus. Every hour you choose your vision, you build momentum. Every no to distraction tightens your grip. Every moment of loyalty separates you from the crowd. It may be invisible today. It may feel like an endless climb. But beyond the relentless focus, the world will witness the life you refuse to stop building. You will stand in the victory that once lived only in your mind, because you stayed locked in until you won. The Vision Lock Challenge today: make your commitment absolute. Write down your vision in vivid detail. Identify 3 distractions or doubts you will refuse to entertain. Design a daily ritual to guard your focus and fuel your commitment. Hold this vision tighter than your fears. Lock in with courage. And move forward, no matter what, until you win. Chapter 10. The Relentless Rise, Igniting Your Inner Warrior, the flame that refuses to die. Your greatest power is not in never falling, but in the fierceness with which you rise after every fall. Imagine a roaring wildfire in the heart of a storm, a force so alive, so untamable, that no gust of wind can snuff it out. That fire is you, the unyielding force inside that refuses to accept defeat, no matter how dark the night, how fierce the storm. In this chapter, we dive deep into the secret weapon of every person who has ever shattered their limits and won: the relentless rise. The rise that is born from absolute self-belief and an unbreakable commitment to your vision, the essence of focusing on you until you win. The hidden truth about falling: it's not your enemy, it's your call to power. We're conditioned to fear failure, to dread the fall. But what if every stumble was a signal, a secret knock on your soul's door saying, it's time to rise, stronger, wiser, unstoppable? This is the core shift. Falling is not the enemy. The true adversary is surrender. When life pulls you down, it offers you 2 realities, 2 forces battling for your destiny: the pull of defeat, that quiet voice whispering, you're done. Stay down. Protect yourself from further pain. The surge of renewal, the fierce heartbeat inside that says, stand tall. Move forward. This is not your ending. The choice is yours. And every moment you choose to stand, you rewrite the story of your life. Introducing the Phoenix Framework, the anatomy of rising stronger. To rise with intention and power, we must understand the dance between destruction and creation. I call this the Phoenix Framework, a 4-stage process to transform every fall into a launchpad for breakthrough. 1. Embrace the ashes, accept the pain and loss fully. Don't resist the fall. Let the ashes settle so your soul can prepare for rebirth. 2. Fan the flames. Ignite self-belief by reconnecting with your purpose. Recall your why, your vision that burns brighter than any setback. 3. Forge new wings. Build resilience through deliberate action. Each step, no matter how small, is a feather on your new wings, stronger and wiser. 4. Ascend relentlessly. Move forward with unstoppable momentum, carrying lessons like armor and confidence as your flame. This framework is your blueprint for turning every crisis into a catalyst, every fall into flight. The inner battle: self-belief versus doubt. When you're down, doubt creeps in like a shadow whisperer. You're not enough. You failed. Why bother? But here's the secret: self-belief is a muscle. It's not a gift, it's a discipline. The more you focus on yourself, your growth, your power, your purpose, the stronger that muscle grows. Commitment is the fuel that powers this muscle. It's the daily choice to say, I will outlast the pain. I will outgrow the fear. I will stay locked on my vision until I win. This fierce commitment transforms fear into fuel, confusion into clarity, and pain into power. The rise is not perfect. It's real. Let go of the myth that rising means flawless strength or instant clarity. Real rising is gritty, messy, and raw. You will falter, you will doubt, you will cry. And that's exactly where the power lives, in showing up anyway. Even when your legs tremble. Even when your mind screams to stop. Even when the future looks like a stormy sea with no shore in sight. Show up. Fight. Rise. Your call to action. Ignite your rise today. Decide this is your moment of relentless rebirth. Own your story, every fall, every scar, every setback. Activate the Phoenix Framework. Feel the ashes, fan your flames, forge your wings, and ascend. Lock your focus on you, your growth, your power, your unshakable belief. Because the world isn't waiting for perfect. It's waiting for the relentless, the warriors who rise no matter what. Stand. Rise. Burn bright. Your journey is far from over. Your victory is already unfolding. Closing. The legacy of the rise. Every time you push yourself back up, you're not just rebuilding your life, you're forging a legacy. A legacy of courage, resilience, and unstoppable commitment to self-belief. You are the author of your comeback story, the warrior of your destiny. And as long as you keep rising, the world will never see the best version of you. Because it's still coming. It's still rising.